it's never too late to start today. It's never too late to start tomorrow. All right, that's why you're here now. And so with this work ethic, I want to remind you about a webinar that I conducted a while back. Now, for those of you who attended it, it will sound and look familiar what I'm going to talk about. For those of you who are new and haven't seen it, it's something that's really, really interesting to think about, and that is the triangular relationship in education. And this triangular relationship in education revolves around three particular parties. It is our future global agents of change, parents or their guardians, right, our students' guardians, and us, the educators, the teachers. So in this triangular relationship, I want us to think about who's responsible in nurturing work ethic with our students, with our children. Is it the responsibility of the parents? Is it also maybe part of our responsibility in school? Someone just wrote, even with teens. Yes, you can, it's never too late. Okay, I even know adults who have very, very bad work ethic, but little by little, scratching the surface, they're able to fine tune some of them, and it goes very well in their careers. Okay, especially with teens, because teens, you know, in high school, it needs to be implemented a lot more, work ethic, right? It is a responsibility of students. Yes, the students take that responsibility, but who has to be there to plant the seed? Who has to be there to help them out? We do, all right? And so in talking about this triangular relationship in education, I want us to look, we're going to work backwards now, at what are going to be the results of good work ethic. How are educators and parents, as you see here, going to help with our students? What will these results be? What are the results of good work ethic? What do you think could be some of the results? But I want you to think about your students, right? Going through school, finishing high school, going to university or college or technical school or whatever their interests are, and then finishing that and going into the real world, right? And starting their career. One of these results is that students will begin employment with positive work ethic skills, which will eventually enhance their value as an employee. That in a pool of employees, they will be the one who is not replaceable. And this is why it's so important to start now talking about work ethic. All right. The employers will acquire employees with these desirable work habits. Now, there's a word that we heard before in our webinars with routines and habits. Work ethic eventually, eventually becomes a habit. It becomes part of your routine. So that's why I want us to think about this webinar very, very closely in our syllabus and in our curriculum for our schools. Time management and completing work. Yes, if you're early, on time. If on time, late. If late, way too late. Yes, very good. I like that. And so teachers are going to develop more motivated and attentive students. Now, think about this. The earlier you do this throughout the early primary, middle school years, your students, because of this work ethic, will eventually become more motivated and attentive. You don't believe me? Well, okay. It's easier said than done. I agree. But like I said before, trial and error. If you don't take this risk in trying to implement this in your classes and in your talks with your students, who knows, right? Can I elaborate? Desirable working skills. Yes, working habits. working habits, okay? Desirable work habits are, for example, and I'll say this very quickly, coming in on time, being well dressed for work, being groomed, right? Nails, shoes, hair, right? Some desirable work habits, being polite, being respectful, having some skill sets, for example, in a project or in a meeting to participate, not to be the one that just keeps your mouth shut, to help in the brainstorming sessions, just to name a few. Okay, these are some desirable work habits that they want. Meeting deadlines, right? Not being late with your deadlines. Having a clean work environment, right? Where you're sitting, right? So all of these things are what we are going to work towards today for our future global agents of change.